Hello ladies and gents, DK86 right back here with you, and today I'm unboxing and reviewing the one, the only, the amazing Xbox One Elite controller. This thing is so awesome. Okay, the Xbox One Elite controller. I'm sure everyone knows all about this by now, but this is my take and opinion on it. First of all, let's unbox the thing. So this is the box. It's a really nice looking box. I know one of my viewers commented that I get all giddy about boxes and he found it hilarious, but yeah, honestly this box is gorgeous. Anyways, let's unbox it. So you pull the top right off and you're presented with that, and that looks absolutely gorgeous if you ask me. I mean, look at that, stunning. You've got this hard carry case, so let's get rid of this for a second. Now this is what's left in the box. So if you lift this bit up or out, you see that you have this. So in here you have the quick start guide, and in this box here you have a very long braided micro USB cable and Duracell AA batteries. And the cable is very nice, if I must say so myself, and I'm a bit of a cable nerd. I have cables everywhere. I even have a bag full of cables and a box full of cables. But yeah, this is a very nice braided micro USB cable. It's got a black and green kind of design on it, but yeah, very nice, very well made. I believe it's about 8 to 10 feet in length. So let's get to the main event. So here it is. This is the hard carry case that you get with a controller. Very good quality, very nicely presented. And when you open it up, you have the Xbox One Elite controller. Let's have a quick look at this. Inside the packaging, you get the controller itself. It's got 2 thumbsticks here, this faceted D-pad. You've got another D-pad here, which is the more traditional D-pad. You have 2 dome thumbsticks and another 2 thumbsticks here. So let's have a look at all of that stuff first. And they give you a foam wedge. So yeah, the dome thumbsticks are standard length, I think. Let's have a look. No, they're actually slightly taller than the standard thumbsticks. They're domed on the top. They're more like the PlayStation type thumbsticks, and these ones here are actually slightly taller than the standard ones. Sure, I'll have some B-roll footage showing this off a lot better than I am now. So that's everything in here. Now let's take a look at the controller itself. So here we have the controller, and don't you think this is a much better view than what we just had? Yeah, so as you can see, very good looking controller. I'll give you a brief overview. So over here you have the faceted D-pad, which is generally used for fighting games. You've got the 2 thumbsticks here, ABXY. You've got the switch here in the middle, which is a profile switch for whatever profile you're using. So if you've got Halo on switch 1 and Forza Motorsport on switch 2, you have customized controls for them. The back, you can see these 4 paddles here. These can be mapped to any controller configuration that you want, and these 2 green switches here are for your hair triggers. So as you can see here, that when you press that trigger, it goes all the way down. If you flick this switch, it only goes half the way down. See, so you can fire a lot quicker and kill some noobs. Normal battery compartment, and this here is a very nice rubberized diamond grip, and it has a really nice feel to it. The controller itself feels very nice in the hands. It's got a really nice weight to it compared to the old standard controller. But yes, very good. So now let me show you the other thumbsticks. Right, so these thumbsticks here are the ones that we're used to with the old controller. Now to get them off, you literally just pull it off, and when you want to put it back on, it just snaps into place. It's all magnetized. These are all stainless steel, by the way. Even the D-pad is stainless steel. You just pop it off, just like that, and it just goes straight back on. So, and one of the other thumbsticks is this. It's the dome thumbstick, like the PlayStation controllers. So you just pop that off, pop that on, and there you go. As you can see, it's slightly taller than this one here, so you can use this one for aiming and whatever. You can pop that off, you can pop this off. It's amazing how customizable this controller is. So you can have the other dome one there, and then you've got two domes. They're slightly taller. It's really nice. You can even put in the other D-pad. So this stainless steel D-pad here just goes straight on like so. And this is more for precision controls on the D-pad. Another thing that they've updated on this is these bumpers. So they have a very nice clicky feel, and you can press them all over. Hear that? Compare it to the old controller, the standard controller. You can press them on the ends, but if you try pressing them up here, it's very difficult to press it up here. So yeah, these ones you can press anywhere, and they're very easy to press, and they have a really nice feel to them. I'll show you the other thumbsticks now, so let's pull these off. And you've got these taller ones, so you've got that one there, and another one here. So they're very, very long. They're about twice the length of, they're about twice the length of that one. But yeah, really, really nice, really cool. One way that you can play this is you can have a short one on the left and a long one on the right. So you can pull that one off, put a shorter one on. So if you're playing an FPS, then you can have this for your movement and a longer one for precision aiming. The controller obviously features haptic feedback, just like the standard controller. It's got a really, really nice feel to it. And of course, it's got these paddles on the back like a SCUF controller. So let's talk about those. Now, I wasn't too sure about these when I first got it. I kept pressing them by accident. But honestly, you get used to these and it will change your gaming life. So you hold it like so, and you have your ring fingers pressing these, and you have your middle fingers pressing the ones above. They're really easy to press. These are also made of stainless steel. If you don't like one, you literally just yank it off, and that's magnetic as well, and it just goes straight back in. All of these are programmable on the Xbox app, on the Xbox One and Windows 10 PCs. We'll be taking a look at that as well. The other change on this controller is that the 3.5mm jack is included on the bottom here, rather than on the standard controller. It wasn't included, so you needed a chat pad which slotted in, and I'm looking through the camera lens, so I can't see what the hell I'm doing. It's slotted in, then you've got your 3.5mm jack with your volume controls here at the bottom. The volume controls on the new Elite controller at the bottom, you control them on screen. Yeah, so it's a very, very, very well made controller. It's got a really nice feel to it. I love the way it works and the way it feels with the hair trigger locks, and everything is absolutely stunning. More on this profile switch here, I'll tell you about that in a minute. So let's go ahead and take a look at the software on the Xbox One for this controller. Before we do that, another thing that I wanted to mention is that you can use this controller with the Xbox One, obviously, and Windows PC, so you can use it on Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 8.1, but for Windows 7 and 8.1, you have to use it as a wired controller, so you've got the micro USB jack there at the top. If you want to use it with Windows 10, you can use it wired as well, of course, but you can also use the wireless adapter with Windows 10 to use this as a wireless controller, and you can configure it with the Xbox app. On Windows 10. You can't configure it on Windows 7 and Windows 8.1. Yeah, Microsoft is really pushing Windows 10. My configuration for this is I don't really use this one. I use this D-pad. I really like the feel of it. And sometimes I have the long one, sometimes I have the short one. But yeah, when I play Halo 5 Guardians on this, I have everything set as standard controls. I play inverted because people think I'm weird. And then I have these buttons assigned here, but you'll see that on the app when I show you, well, now. So yeah, let's go and have a look at the Xbox app and how you can configure this bad boy. It really is a well-made controller. Yeah, So let's have a look. Yeah, let's do that now. Okay, bye. Okay, so now we're going to have a look at the Xbox app to configure the controller. So you go to menu first of all settings. Go right the way down to ease of access. So there on the left, and then oops, wrong one, ease of access, and then go to button mapping. Once you've done that, you can see your Elite controller right there and the current configuration on slot number 1. There's 2 slots like I mentioned before. I named my controller Mjolnir, so it's like Moss Chief's armor or Thor's hammer. So yeah, so you've got 2 options here. If you go to more options and explore, it gives you a brief rundown of the Elite controller. So it says it unlocks your full potential, blah blah blah. You can change the thumbsticks, D-pad options. It's got more efficient control with the paddles and stuff, hair trigger locks, and it basically says that you can assign any of the 14 inputs to any of the buttons or paddles, and you can create as many profiles as you like, save any 2 to the controller, and they're available with a flick of a profile switch. So now we're back to this screen here. We can go to configure. The configuration you can see on your screen right now is the configuration I use for Halo 5 Guardians. So let's go to configure, and you can see here on slot 1 and 2 I have Halo 5 and Forza 6 Motorsport. So if I go to my Halo 5 profile here in slot 1, I can configure it. So first of all, you can go to button mapping, and it's as simple as this. So controller button A, map to A. So if I want to look at the let's say the bottom right paddle, so I can go to lower right paddle here, and it shows here that it's mapped to A, as you can see on the image on the right hand side. So with my lower right paddle I jump, my upper right paddle I've got as B, so that's for dashing, upper left I've got as Y, which is to change weapons, and my lower left I have as the right D-pad button, and that's to change the type of grenade. So that's how I've got my Halo 5 profile set out for this controller. Moving on from button mapping, we can take a look at sticks, triggers and vibration. So if you go to the left stick, it's got all these options for the left stick, and as you can see when I move the left stick it shows it on screen, well, as you can see right now. So you can introduce a delay into your thumbstick. So if I go to delay and activate that one, as you can see, the blue is the delayed version of me moving the stick, and the white is what it used to be, the default. I can go to aggressive, and now the blue is ahead of the white, which means that it's more aggressive, so I can move the thumbstick a small amount and it will move a lot in game. Instant means if I even touch the thumbstick, it goes all the way to the maximum really quickly, as you can see right there. And smooth is kind of like default, but it moves, well, it moves in a much more smooth fashion. So I've left that on default. Right stick works exactly the same as the left. Triggers is interesting. You can introduce dead zones to your triggers. So if I pull the left trigger, you can see it moving right there. And then on the left hand side, I can increase the dead zone. So now let's put it to 28 there on the left hand side, and when I pull the trigger slightly, you can see for that first part of the trigger pull, it won't actually do anything. It'll only start doing something from where it's white really. You can even do that on the opposite side for the right trigger. So yeah, that works really well. It's even got this dead zone bit here, as you can see here. So you got the left and right, well, the top and bottom of the trigger really. So as you can see, it introduces a dead zone to the bottom of the trigger pull, so the trigger actually stops right there. So yeah, let's get rid of that because I'm not interested in introducing dead zones to my triggers. Moving on, we've got controller vibration. As we know, Xbox One controllers have 4 vibration motors built in. So you have the left, the right, yeah, so there's 4 vibration motors, and you can change how each of them, well, how aggressive each one vibrates. Yeah, I can't really explain that much better than that. The Xbox button brightness, so you can change the brightness of the Xbox button on your controller. So if you think it's too bright, you can lessen the brightness. Yeah, there's not really much more to say, to be honest. You've got swap sticks, so you can make your movement stick, your aiming stick and whatnot. You can invert your right stick Y-axis, left stick Y, so you can invert your yeah. And you can swap the trigger, so your left trigger can become your right trigger, right becomes left, and that's about it. So that's how you configure your controller on the Xbox One. Quickly show you something else here. So back to this screen here, you can see slot 1 Halo 5, slot 2 Forza 6, and over here you've got button configurations from Xbox Live that you can use in your games, so you can download new configurations. There's also a PC app on Windows 10 which you can use to download custom button configurations that the community has made. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, and that's how you configure your Xbox One Elite controller using the Xbox app on your Xbox One. So yeah, let's go ahead and sum up. So there you have it, that's the Xbox One Elite controller, and honestly, and I'm not saying this lightly, I cannot go back to using the standard controller after using this. Once you get used to this and the pedals on the back and the way you can customize it and assign buttons to anything, I mean, you can even have directional controls mapped to the pedals on the back. I don't think there's any going back. The way you can download profiles from Xbox Live, download profiles on your PC, store 2 profiles on the damn thing. It's got hair triggers, you can fire faster. Honestly, the experience that I've had with this controller in the last 3 or 4 weeks that I've had it, it's been amazing. And yeah, I really can't go back to using that one. That one feels really light now, it feels cheap, it feels like it's a toy. This is a pro controller for pro gamers. And at £120, yes, it's a lot of money, but the quality is certainly there. It's got this soft touch on the top, the rubberized diamond grip on the back, the paddles, the weightiness to it, the look of it. It's honestly, it's a perfect controller, and I really can't see what they could have done better. It's got stainless steel triggers. You know all of it now. I've gone on about it enough. It really is the best controller I have ever used, bar none. It's $150 in the US, I think, $120 in the UK. It went down to £100 in the UK for a while. And yeah, I'll have the prices up on your screen right now anyways. But yeah, if you haven't got this controller and you've got any doubts, I seriously suggest you go out and try it. And yeah, and I do think that you would buy one. It's got 6 thumbsticks of varying lengths. It's got 2 D-pads, it's got the braided USB cable, batteries, the carry case. Honestly, this thing is a godsend, and I really think Microsoft's done a really good job on this thing. So yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I do hope you enjoyed this review. I do hope that you will subscribe and come back to watch more of my videos. This has been a joy to use, and it's certainly, it's bloody brilliant, to be honest. So yeah, that's about it from me. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you hated it, and please subscribe if you haven't already. This has been DK86 reviewing the Xbox One Elite controller. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.